This recipe is a viewer's request, and we're heading all the way to Kentucky to make it happen. Yep, it's for Rickie's famous cornbread, made in a cast iron skillet with lots of love. A couple of things about how I made this. Rickie says he's using white cornmeal, but I'm pretty sure he's using a self-rising cornmeal mix. You can tell by looking at the bag. Either way, you can still follow his instructions as is. My cornmeal was yellow, so my batter will look a little different. Another big change was that I mixed this by hand. I made it on a Sunday morning, and I found it a little more relaxing than breaking out the electric mixer. The last thing is that Rickie's batter looked a little thicker than mine. That's okay, because I think he used a little more than a cup of cornmeal. You can tell by the way he just upended the bag that he kind of just wanted to use what was left. Either way, I'm sure his turned out just as good.
Whip up some cornbread. So it says, first off, what you need is a half a cup of butter. I melted mine because this is just quicker and easier. Half a cup of butter is actually a whole stick of butter. So it's 8 tablespoons. So that's just half a cup there. Then 2/3 cup of white sugar. 2 eggs. I'm trying to get this all set up for you guys. I don't just wham bam, thank you, man. All that good eggy stuff in there. I've already done my chicken. I just got it sitting over here over to the side. And I'm gonna bake this both at the same time. Also, 1 cup of buttermilk. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't like buttermilk. So I just use regular old milk, which suits me just fine. Next is a whole cup of, okay, this is a whole cup. I've just measured that out. That's a whole cup of cornmeal. Me personally, I go with white because I like my cornbread to be white, but I mean, most people can use yellow, you know, cornbread's your own personal preference. And then, with baking, you guys, you want to make sure that you use very, very accurate measurements because baking is a science. So what you do is you stick your cup in there and you rake out the excess. So what I just did is just level it out with my finger. There's that. That's my just regular old white flour. Half a teaspoon of baking soda and salt. All right, and I'm using a coarse ground. That just got all over the damn counter. All right, I'm using a coarse ground Mediterranean sea salt, half a teaspoon of that, and half a teaspoon of baking soda. And here comes the best part. When you mix it up. Start off on low, guys. Start off on low because you don't want this stuff to go everywhere. You're gonna start off on low. What I like to do is start off on low and make sure that I get all of my stuff mixed up first, and then I start like slowly increasing the speed so there's no lumps, bumps, and bruises on it. That way where it's just all even consistency. And that's another thing you want to look for when you're making cornbread. And I just tried to shake off all the excess cornbread mixture on my hands because it's better to be on your hands than all over your counter. And what I'm going to do now is grab a handy dandy spatula, and this is a cast iron skillet. I'm going to I've already greased this up. Alright, you guys, Now I'm taking a spatula and I'm trying to even this out as best as I can. That way where there's like an even coverage, because you don't want one side to be higher than the other because then it won't bake evenly. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, remember kids, we preheated the oven. Now, this right here will go in here. Brown. She looks like Jersey Shore. Golden brown. Oh, she's solid too. So, I don't know.
Just like you.
Yeah, there's solidarity in solid cornbread. But this is probably the best pound of cornbread I've ever made. Whenever you make it, send Eric Snapchats showing us how you made it.
Tell us what you guys think.
You guys, this recipe is sheer perfection. It's simple, it's super fast to make, doesn't take too long to bake, and the results are really good. I know it's really easy to just plug in a hand mixer, but I encourage everybody to give it a try with just a fork. It's probably how our grandmas made it, and it's really, really easy. Now keep in mind, this is the crumbly type of cornbread, so if you need it a little moist, add some oil or even a dollop of mayo. Don't skip the sugar, it doesn't make it too sweet, I promise. For my first taste, I had it just buttered, and it was perfect. Simple, clean tasting, not too sweet, not too heavy. For the second taste, I added a little drizzle of clover honey on top of the salted butter, and that was delicious. I mean, come on, does it really get any better than that? So with the last little bit, I had to try it with ketchup. And you know what? It's really not that bad. It's kind of like eating a corn dog, but without the hot dog inside. I'm pretty sure I found my new favorite basic cornbread recipe. I like it as is, but I'm also going to play with it a little bit. For the next variation, I think I'll go a little savory with it and add some grated cheese and chopped up jalapenos, maybe some garlic powder, onion powder, and make it a little spicy. Don't be discouraged if you don't have a cast iron skillet. You can make this in a cake pan or even as cupcakes. I would take it down to about 18 minutes for the baking time at 350. Drop me a line in the comments and let me know what you think of this recipe. Are you going to give it a try, or is it already just like yours? Also, let me know what you eat it with. I think this would be great with Becky's pinto beans.